Good morning. We're inside today because it's a bit chilly outside and raining. So you can see the hammock behind me, which is pretty cool. That's the hammock Yanni's in. That one or the other one. So how is everyone this morning? Are you feeling good after your Arcturian adventure yesterday and feeling all bubbly and excited? I had some really lovely SMSs to let me know what people were feeling, and it was so good to hear the feedback of how joyful people felt actually. So the Arcturians gave you a little gift as well, it seems. Not only did you help the planet, but they passed a bit of love and joy through your way, which is really lovely. And it's beautiful to be here in Croatia, where I'm counting my blessings every day. As Luxembourg is a nice place, but it was very oppressive. The people, there was a lot of fear there, so it was kind of at times a challenge to stay focused. We did, which was really good. So I suppose it was a lesson in remaining in your own energy and not being influenced by other people's energy, which is really hard for me because I'm an empath. I kind of feel what everyone's feeling, and I know that a lot of you are the same. And so it was a very strong lesson in standing my own energy and not going into the collective, because it was huge amount of fear and panic. So I think we got through it quite nicely, and now we have the benefit of being here, which is really good. Thinking I've been getting a message to perhaps do a 6-week course online for people who are interested, and it's all about living in 5D and basically how it operates and how you can move within it in a nice fashion. And it's about creating and manifesting and that sort of thing, but it's also about taking your space to love and looking at those 6 senses, opening up other things that you have that we don't necessarily use in the other dimensions. So that's brewing in the back of my head to do. I haven't done something like that for a while. We ran the classes in Australia, which were really good and very strong. It was interesting because you had a lot of people say, oh no, I've never been able to do this, or I can't do that. And then, they're actually being able to tune into each other, identify, do telepathy and things like this. It was see auras, and it was very fast actually. It was really good. And I was very pleased with what people, and some of them write to me every now and again and say, oh, I had this circumstance and I used what I learned and it worked out really well for me. So it's actually a good thing to do, because when you go, you've been through the progression now. Some of you core people have been through the progression of what's been going on with the meditation, how that's impacted your life. So imagine that if you took it a step further and you looked at any blocks, fears, ancestral things, as well as awakened old things, and changed your mindset about a few paradigms of reality, that would be very interesting. Interesting way to live your life. Actually, we were discussing it yesterday because we have a beautiful life, and we're very fortunate, and that it's not necessarily luck. It's actually being focused on something and working together, being in one mind, you might say, on certain things, and also about always raising your frequency. I remember, some of you who are listening to this remember this. Remember when we were on Ish, and it's an island in Croatia, and I was running a group there, and there was an opposing group. There's 2 groups that go for 1 week. There was this opposing group who were really rude to my group because they were all about herbs and the physical, and we were all about the spiritual. They decided to take a complete disliking to us. So every time our group went into the lunch room to have, to the meal room to eat. We got this really stinky eye and stinky energy and all this sort of thing, and people were starting to get a bit agitated. And I would say to them, you know what? Just stay in your heart, just stay in love. Don't react to them. Stay focused of where we're at. We're here this week around our heart. So going into their anger and their competitive nature is not very conductive or conducive to what we're doing. Just stay in your heart. And it was really interesting because we would do these like lectures and then releases and meditations and channelings and all sorts of things during the day. And at the end of the day, the room that we used was beautiful, overlooking the water, and the room would have such an energy in it that the people from the other group started to come in the evening and sit in that room and meditate. And then at the end of the week, I said, if anyone would like to join us on the last day, you can. And people from that group came and joined our group. And there was this peace that came through that week between the two groups. And it had nothing to do with the leadership of the other group, who was a very, I would say, 3D operator, who, this man who spoke really appalling about me but didn't know me. And about the people who were with me, the group. We were apparently in La La Land. But even worse than that, I won't even go into it. But we held our ground in the space of love. And in the end, almost all of his team came over to feel our team and to be as one. So it was really, really an interesting exercise in holding the space of love and seeing what happens with the group around you. And it's this sort of behaviour that I feel we really need at the moment, is to hold that space. So for those of you who were there and remember that in your life, because it's very important to not be distracted and go into other people's anger, hate, rejection, and also fear around what we represent. Because we represent a new way of being, a new way of life. And whenever that happens throughout time, there's an opposition to it. People get fearful. They don't understand it. And because they want to be in control and they cannot control spirit, it's a hard one. So I think remaining in that space can be very, very difficult. But when you do it, it's so rewarding. I can't even tell you how rewarding it is. And I wasn't concerned about that person and that group, but it was a challenge to walk in to that room twice a day and have people really dislike you. It was a challenge for everyone, and that was set up by that leader, and I thought that was also interesting. Someone leading a group of people and wanting to share their information. I don't necessarily call people teachers, but wanting to share their information to make people's lives better was spilling vile, competitive yuckiness. And it was very interesting because I think he learned a lesson, and I bumped into him actually in Ljubljana one day. I was in Calchek, and he came in to get his tofu, I was there, and he didn't know what to say to me. He couldn't look me in the face. So there you go. Interesting. Always comes around, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm just gathering my thoughts around that, running a group like that, because I think it would be a very powerful experience for people. Not that I don't feel that you already know the foundation of it. So it wouldn't be foundational at all, but it will be something that's quite impactful and strong. So let's get on with our meditation, and maybe today we can call in the Acturians and have them gather around us like we did yesterday, come down with us holographically. That's what they do. They come down like telepathically or holographically, and they bring their energy there. It's like well, one could say a ghost or a spirit. So their energy comes down with us. They are here physically, as well on the planet. I've met them physically. They're here, but they don't really show themselves that much in that way, because I suppose it's dangerous for them. You know, a lot of humans would freak out totally and probably attack them or tell everyone exactly where they are, and it would be a problem. So they're quite selective, and they're very shy in a lot of ways. Yeah. So yeah, it was powerful, Annie. It was. I felt it for the rest of the day, actually. So if we bring them down again and put them in sacred circle here where we are, we'll see what happens with our 5D. Hey, that could be interesting. Okay. So let's start. I don't have the microphone on today because I'm inside, but Yanni said the microphone crackled a little bit, so that's not very good. It's just with all the birds, and they're so loud some days that if you don't have a microphone, you probably couldn't hear me. So let's take our 3 deep breaths. Okay, and do our activated breathing. Breathing in, hold and squeeze. And release. Good. And again. Breathing in, hold and squeeze. And release. Last round. Hold and relax. And release. Keeping your eyes closed, focusing on your breath as it enters and leaves the nose. The feeling of the breath, the sound of the breath. And you can use the mantra so on the in-breath, hum on the out-breath. Good, and on the in-breath, taking your breath, your awareness into your brain, your third eye, your pineal gland, connecting with the liquid, the water inside the pineal gland. And as you breathe out, imagine that you're sending a ripple of light through the water into your brain, and then connecting with the water that surrounds your brain. So you breathe in, you connect with the water, and as you breathe out, you connect with the water. Good, and on the out breath now, sending that vibration into the room. Good, and in your mind's eye, in your imagination, imagine a small lift inside your brain, and a small perfect version of you enters the lift. And using your breath, you're going to move the lift down to your heart chakra. Breathing in, connect. Breathing out, down through your head. Breathing in, connect. And then down into your throat. Breathing in, connect. And down into your heart. The lift door opens and you walk down the corridor into the space of your physical heart. You take your eyes, your breath, your awareness, your intention down to the space of your physical heart, to that small version of you, breathing in and out. As you breathe in, you fill your heart with light, the intention of light and love. And as you breathe out, you send out a ripple of light into the room. Opening the vortex of the heart now. Good. And now using your breath, you're going to move that vortex from the space of the heart to the heart chakra. Breathing in, connect, and as you breathe out, moving it over. And breathing in and out to your heart chakra and allowing it to balance there. And as you breathe in and out, you start to activate your 0 point vortex that spins in an anti-clockwise motion around your body. You breathe in, you connect with the love and the light of the heart. And as you breathe out, you send that love and light to create this 0 point vortex spinning around and around. The faster it spins, the stronger it gets. It starts to move down to your feet and up above your head. And each time you breathe in and out, you fill it with love and light, and it becomes stronger and faster. And it's as if you're in the center of a hurricane, in the center of a vortex that's spinning around and around, from your feet above your head, keeping you safe, keeping you in the space of the present moment. Good. And now you're going to take the energy of your heart and move it down into the crystalline grids of Mother Earth. Breathing into your heart, having established your 0 point vortex. Breathing into the heart, and as you breathe out, sending that love and light down to your hips. Breathing into the hips, and breathing out down into your feet. Breathing into your feet and out down into the grids. Good. Now taking your eyes, your breath, your awareness, your intention down to your feet. And imagine that you're breathing in and out through your feet in perfect harmony with Mother Earth. As you breathe in, you receive. And as you breathe out, you share. Breathing in and out, creating a sacred rhythm with Mother Earth now. Your feet become magnets on the earth, in perfect harmony with Mother Earth, giving and receiving. And as you do so, the prime creators of Earth gather around you. The divas, the fairies, the pixies, the gnomes, the toot-diddy-darnans, the leprechauns, the little ones. The elements of earth, fire, air, water, ether gather around you in sacred circle, and we ask to be utilized as vehicles to co-create the new earth. Take a moment to connect with these little ones. Now taking your breath, your awareness, your intention up to your crown chakra and breathing in and out through the crown. As you breathe in, you connect with the top of your head, and as you breathe out, you empower that crown chakra. For women, your crown chakra will turn anti-clockwise. For men, it will turn clockwise. Breathing in and out, empowering the crown chakra, empowering your connection to home, to the universe. Good. And now you're going to send out a ball of love and light that represents you. And that ball of love and light will go home, connect with home, merge with home. So breathing in, connect with your crown chakra. And as you breathe out, sending that ball with your intention up into the room. And taking your awareness, your breath, your eyes to that ball up in the room. And using your breath, you're going to direct that ball of light home. Breathing in, connect. Breathing out, send it through the roof of the building you're in. Breathing in, connect. Breathing out past the trees into the sky. Breathing in, sending it further and further up through any clouds, moving really fast, up, up, up to the outer atmosphere of Mother Earth, and then popping out into the universe, spending a moment connecting with the vast, unlimited, powerful universe that you are part of, and understanding that as the planets move around each other, the solar systems and the galaxies move around each other, they create energy. And that energy is joining with you now, like a little electric pulse, joining with your ball of love and light. I want you to take a moment to absorb that electricity, that energy. Good. Now your ball of love and light is completely charged and it's moving towards home, that golden light. It may look like a vortex, a ball, a lake. It may be associated with a planet or an interdimensional reality. It's home and it's drawing you to it. Taking a breath and entering that golden light. Breathing it in and out, giving and receiving perfect harmony. Becoming aware of the atmosphere that you're in, and as you do, your sacred circle gathers around you now. The spiritual ancestors, your guides, and those that love you gather around you. All the councils you're associated with or connected with. The white and the blue council, the green and the brown council, the red and the purple councils, the Palladian emissaries of light, the Melchizedek Brotherhood of Light, the Arcturians, the intergalactic council of light that represents all nations, the cosmic police that guard and protect the universe, gather around you. The ancient ones, the lords of karma, the timekeepers, the angelic realms from cherubim to seraphim, and all those that you hold most dear gather around you now. You'll have 1 minute to communicate with them, and the time starts now. Good. As you stand in sacred circle, the 12 Arcturians that helped you yesterday, that are still with you today, gather around you and will travel down with you, will stand around you today in sacred circle for the next 24 hours, and will empower your 5D reality with you today. And understand that you are the ambassador of all nations, and it's through you these beautiful souls are able to imprint their knowledge, their understanding and their love onto planet Earth and all its beings. And they thank you. So breathing in, connect with the golden light, and as you breathe out, draw it down through the universe with you. Breathing in, connect, and as you breathe out, bringing it down into the Earth's atmosphere now, moving very, very fast, down through the clouds, into the sky, past the trees, into the roof of the building, and as it passes through your body, imprinting you with its knowledge, and down into the earth. You are unity consciousness, you are one, Mother Earth, Father Sky, and you, meeting at the heart. Your 0 point vortex is surrounded by 12 Arcturians. Their hands are facing towards you, acting as generators to empower your vision, your heart, and your intention. And as you enter your 5D grids through breathing in and out to your heart and allowing those grids to open before you, and as you enter them with your gifts and all your senses activated. Understanding that the more strongly you feel yourself present, the more strongly you feel your intention, your love, your understanding, your desire, the more these Arcturians will empower that today. You'll have 3 minutes and the time starts now. Just breathe in and out and receive the energy from the Arcturians first, and then the grids will open and you'll walk in. now taking a little bit more time to feel the Acturians around you and understand that they have, for many of you, always been around you. And so today you've been very strongly activated. Taking your awareness and your breath to your heart. And giving thanks for all that you have. And now taking your awareness and your breath to your feet. And giving thanks to Mother Earth for all that you have. And when you're ready, you can wiggle your toes and your fingers, flutter your eyelids, and very gently come back into the room. I know for some of you that would have been really strong, a memory. Thank you. I had this memory of when I first started working with crystal grids. Part of my passion around working with them and my understanding of them was, you know, I had a really strong past life in Lemuria and had a really strong memory at the time of the way that they would deal with people who were mentally ill or had committed crimes, you know, who had some problems. They created these amethyst caves, like massive caves, and they would place them in the amethyst, completely surrounded by amethyst on every level, and they would stay there until they saw and felt what they had done to their fellow human beings and forgave themselves and asked for forgiveness and healed whatever it was in them that made them act like that. And as a result of that, I remember I still have this. I have a crystal geode. It's big enough to put a person's head in. And I remember getting it, and I would place people's heads in that grid when I would work on them, you know, and I had all the crystals underneath them at their feet, and these dramatic changes would happen. Those crystals were programmed for that. And I mean, that was 30 odd years ago. It was a long time ago. I still have that grid today, that piece of amethyst. So what I was shown just then was that's what we will go back to. that instead of punishing people, we'll heal them. And I think that will be a very important factor. So enjoy the day, enjoy your Arcturians as a guard around you today. Play with them a little bit, maybe if you feel like it. Before you go to sleep, call them in and ask them for assistance around something you want to clear, something you would like to empower. It's not about empowering the ego. They won't empower things like that, but they will empower other things. So enjoy them over the next 24 hours because it's their gift to you, and see what you can create. Thank you so much for coming together in sacred circle with each other from all over the world today. And bless you all, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. Bye for now.